We, we certainly appreciate everyone being here for the first Thursday of the month roundtable. We have about 140 signed up, and I know they'll be coming in as we go. And I know that you have lots of decisions to make on how you spend your time, especially this time of year. So thank you a lot, and I am going to hit the share button and get us going. Chelsea, can you see the slides?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Well, let's get going here. Of course, this is the May 1st Roundtable 2025, and all of these sessions are recorded on Zoom. So if you wish to participate, then and you don't want your video or your picture showed on YouTube, then feel free to participate with your video off. But we certainly like the opportunity to see everyone's face and know that some folks can't for different reasons. Celebrating 25 years of CTAT this year. Great to have everyone as a part as usual. This is our fifth season of the Roundtable, as we cover every time. It's always funny to think about this starting out as just a COVID update, and the members and the board of directors, area presidents all saw value in it, so we kept it going. And this is probably one of my favorite things that we do in CTAD. We all get together and spend an hour via Zoom once a month. So thank you all for being here. I found some really great memes for meme. When I think about teachers this time of the year, uh, they got to be strong. And of course, this little kid shows up on a lot of memes, but this is We Are Teachers. It's May, and they're still teaching meaningful curriculum. I don't know how common that is, but I bet it's more common than not. The guy from uh, Lord of the Something, or somebody help me with that show. What's that show, Chelsea?
Lord of the Rings?
No, not Lord of the Rings.
Oh, sorry.
JJ,
Game of Thrones.
yeah,
Game of Thrones.
Game of Rings or whatever it is. Anyway, brace yourself. May the 4th is coming. And I think last year we had it when it was actually May the 4th, and we had all the cool Star Wars memes. May the 4th be with you. And then this is my favorite one that I found. Everybody was kung fu fighting, and it's only funny if you sing that song in your head. Everybody was kung fu fighting, and instead it's every bunny was kung fu fighting. So if you sing that song along in your head as you're looking at this meme, it's hilarious. If you're not, then you might want to just delete that one. May the 1st is a very interesting year. Calamity Jane, which some of you may know about or may not, but she was a frontier woman and was in lots of Wild West shows back in the late 1800s. She was actually in Deadwood when Wild Bill Hickok was killed there. And anyway, very interesting character in American history, Calamity Jane. Uh, Probably one of the most famous people of the mid to late 1980s was Ray Parker Jr. because he had the great song Ghostbusters. And of course, the video we all watched 10,000 times back in the day. And in 1925, on May 1st, another Mercury 7 astronaut, Scott Carpenter, was born. And of course, he was one of the first two or three people to orbit the Earth and one of the first Americans in space, not the first, but one of the first seven that's part of the Mercury 7. So I always think early space travel history is important. And speaking of space, in 1930, Pluto was officially named as part of a newly discovered dwarf planet. And prior to just about a few years ago, Pluto was always seen as the ninth planet and has since been reclassified to a dwarf planet. So we now have 8 planets instead of 9. But most of the time, when you're visiting with folks that are my age or a little older, they'll still refer to Pluto as a planet. Very cool. Very cool. And Pluto's actually, like I just said, in the Kuiper Belt as a dwarf planet. The Always great to have everyone here at the roundtable working together. It's great to see everyone. Appreciate that time. Again, every month we like to thank our directors and the programming and the guidance that you give to the CTAT organization. And not only this set of board members, but we appreciate all the folks that have served on the board over the years because these guys stand on the shoulders of giants just like the ones before them did. It seems like every year the board gets more engaged, and that's just because the group before them did such a great job, and we're very lucky in CTAT to have such an active board. Also, that goes in line with our area presidents, and we have several that are rotating in um, to new positions at the end of this year. But thanks to all you guys and the leadership that you provide in the area level and at your area meetings, CTAT as a state organization is only as strong as its areas. This is your first one on here. We'll just review real quick about the programming. We have a next gen administrators that goes throughout the year, and the next group will start September 1st in 2025. We have these monthly roundtables. We have professional conferences, one coming up July. In the middle of July, we will do in district professional development if you need that. We do those 4 or 5 times a year. We do district program evaluations. I think we have one spot left in May if you need that. And MOA support. If for some reason that's probably best done from the service center area, and but for some reason I can't think of one right now that's open. But if you have an open spot and you need to reach out, you certainly can. And of course, our area outreach trainings just concluded. There is your CTAT Summer Conference, July 21st to the 24th at the Anatole in Dallas. There are still hotel rooms available at Anatole because it is such a gigantic space. The hotel is beautiful. It's got a water park. Throw your kids in the back of the pickup and strap them down with an old tire and head to Dallas because it's free swimming once you get there all week long. If you haven't signed up to present, now is your time. May 1st, which is today, but go ahead and get that done today or tomorrow. Come in there, tell us what's working great at your district, let other districts hear about it where they can go back and replicate it. It's that networking and the replication of best practices and best programs that makes us strong as CTE across the state. um, we are having a fantastic response to the Forensics Law and Public Service Conference, which will be June 16th through the 18th at Sam Houston State University. If you have a law or public safety teacher that you're wanting to get them some professional development, this is going to be a great opportunity. In Huntsville, we're going to have the Texas Engineering Extension Service. They're doing forensics training. We're going to have training from Sam Houston State University Law Department. We're going to do tours of the museum and for sure a tour of the penitentiary, the Walls Unit, I think. Is that right, Chelsea? And so, anyway, sign your teachers up, and we're getting a good turnout. As a matter of fact, this may be one we end up having to close off because we're getting such a good response for that. Our area outreach professional development has really had a lot of success this year. We appreciate all the support. And not only has there been some good professional development happen, we know for a fact from the legislative point of view that this has really expanded our footprint in the state and has helped us immensely throughout this legislative session that is ongoing. um, we just completed the Houston training at the Houston Educational Building, the Houston ISD Educational Center, and that was in partnership with us and TASBO. Our speakers there were Cynthia Williams and Austin Hayward, our CTAT members from Spring ISD. And let me tell you, they could not have been better. That whole team of Dr. Gilroy, Miss Westbrook, Miss Williams, and Mr. Hayward there, the presentations that they did for the TASBO CTE finance was just incredible. We appreciate everyone that presents, but this was one of the best presentations and one of the best teams of presenters, all four of them that I've seen. So thank you to Miss Williams, Mr. Hayward, and your co-workers. And thank you to everyone so much that participated at the Houston workshop and all the area outreach trainings throughout the year. All of these events that I've mentioned or that are coming up, you can register for and find out more event at the CTAT.org events page. You click on there and register. June 1st, we will be opening up round 2 of the Districts of Distinction. The first time we offered these, then we were really wanting to get that information out so you could use it in February for CTE month, but this probably makes more sense offering in June. That way you can use this year's data, everything will be current. And remember, this is a designation. It's not something you win. It's that you hit certain measuring points, then you receive that designation. It'll be on the same platform as the awards that you'll fill out for. And so we're going to unleash the ability to sign up for that June 1st. Make sure you take advantage and get the recognition that you deserve as a program. Leadership to CTAT is still ongoing. This is for kind of advanced members, people that have been at least 3 years, probably 5 to 10 years better off, and they're willing to take part in an area or state leadership position as part of CTAT. It's a behind the scenes deal to see what goes on at conference, to see what goes on at CTAT, part of transparency that the executive committee has been focused on. So leadership CTAT, thank you guys for participating in that group. And this was ex-President Talijoa Stout's idea. And Talijoa, if you're on, this has just been a fantastic program and well done in recommending that. Now we're going to go, as always, to some important updates with Chelsea Reeves and her beautiful little puppy, Jasper Tweed. Chelsea?
Friends, super excited to bring you these updates. It's not every roundtable that we get to reflect on what was provided in the chat on the very same day. I can't think of that launching and falling on the same day this year. So you, like me, may not have had time today to review the chat in length. And so we're going to go through some of that information together today. But everything that we're talking about can be found and referenced in the chat. Some really great CTE resources. We shared last month that the Spanish documents are available. Do check those out, especially when you're creating your course guides and course catalogs for next school year, when you're informing counselors and advisors on how to provide best services, your teachers as well. Great resources available for our Spanish-speaking populations. Another great resource, if you see here at the bottom of the TEA CTE additional resource page, this very last link down on the bottom left-hand corner says school year 23-24 industry-based certification earned. And it has every single certification earned as reported last school year across the state. And so we have actually showcase that in the chat, but also Rick Sapp has input this information into, Mark, if you want to go on to the next slide, into the resource that he has created, the CTAT IBC data dashboard. And many of you have seen that launch in Connect Open Forum and have plugged in your information. And so we want to give a special thanks to Rick Sapp for creating this dashboard and just remind you that it displays reporting data from participating CTAT member districts. It doesn't represent that statewide result, but now you have some statewide data that's lagging a little bit just by last year. But this ongoing CTAT IBC data dashboard really gives you some peer-to-peer connection opportunities to reach out to school districts that are having great success with certain IBCs, to partner with them, to get feedback from them. And so very special thanks to CTAT member Rick Sapp for his valuable contributions on this dashboard. Go ahead and make sure that you register to review CTE instructional materials rubrics or share this information with those that would benefit from it. The IMRA quality rubric will support Texas districts in identifying high quality instructional materials. Oh, and we are getting a live circle view that is requesting public comment that feedback can be submitted online through June 7th, 2025. And I'm not sure if our ESC specialists, if they are hosting trainings or things like that through this IMRA. Maybe at different meetings, they're giving the opportunity for group collaboration. I'd love for an ESC specialist to share if there's anything that's happening in their area. But go ahead and provide that feedback on the instructional materials review and approval for that draft quality rubric. And feedback can be submitted through June 7th. There's also a call for subject matter expert working groups. These working group participants can earn a stipend of $1,200. So again, this might not be you in your seat, but it might be a content expert within your district. And so there are some time commitments, and the deadline. I'm loving this Vanna White real-time support system that I'm getting, you guys. The interested candidates should submit an application, which is hyperlinked there for you, including a resume, by midnight on May 4th. So that deadline is approaching, but for $1,200 and a minimal lift and an opportunity to really influence the review of those subject matters, is a great opportunity for you or for your faculty, your staff, things like that. 2023 A through F accountability ratings were released. They are available to the public, and you can review all CCMR data as reported by the state for 2023. And we do not yet know about 2024 because that is still pending litigation. But once released, those will post as well. The final accountability rating system manual, the ratings are now available also. The ratings and proposed amendment to the SS state plan are available, and you'll go in through your TEA login accountability tab. The CCMR tracker part 1 is now available. And this is a tool that provides you with a means to track indicator completion. And it's going to be released in 2 stages. So part 1 released on March 28th, and then part 2 will be released in the summer. And keep in mind that this isn't the verifier that you submit to review and catch any discrepancies. This is just a tracker to show if you're on track with what has been reported by the state. Many of you utilize a software system or service such as EduThings, CareerCraft, on data suites, etc. This is one that is pulled directly from TEA PEIMS, so that way you have that information. So even if you're using a software system, pull this resource and review to ensure that data in is what you're seeing via data out. The DD Form 4 upload portal closed. That closed last month, and the CCMR verifier, when it opens in Teal accountability application during summer 2025, you'll have the ability to make corrections. I'm not clear as to what those clarifications and corrections you can make are as determined by TEA, but if you have specific technical assistance questions about that, we can definitely support you, or your ESC specialist can as well. PEIMS summer submission preparation, it's that time. Make sure that your data is ready for summer submission upload, and don't be the CTE director that runs it down the hall to your PEIMS person the day before. Make sure that you have a process in place, a relationship in place, that you can ensure that you have your summer submission preparation done and you're aligned to those timelines to best support your PEIMS department. The proposed 2026 accountability manual was published on April 17th. Check that out, and you can review the military enlistment data change that was available with no proposed changes to cut points, but the way that they will be accepting that data and information.
Chelsea,
yes, sir.
that information will now be via the Department of Defense.
Yes. And so just keep yourself familiarized with some of those changes, and just a good document to have at the ready for when you start going into planning meetings and calendar meetings for next school year. Friendly reminder, the materials will be unpublished on June 2nd from the CTE Resource Center. So review if there's anything that you feel the need to keep, and then make sure that you are no longer utilizing that material and resource in your upcoming summer professional development training, onboarding, things like that. There is a Texas Workforce Commission grant opportunity that's available. It's the dual credit and CTE equipment only grant. So TWC is seeking applications from eligible applicants to purchase, repair, or replace equipment to support new or existing dual credit and CTE programs. And this is, Mark's turning on the pen. Um, he wants to ensure that this is to support new or existing dual credit CTE programs. And those requirements are listed below, as well as the eligible populations to be served. That information can be found on the open public opportunities on the Texas Workforce Commission. And again, you have direct access to those links within the chat. And friends, it's a little known fact. Can CTE funds be used to continue to support a student who graduated? And the answer is that supplemental allotment funds allocated for the school year should be utilized to benefit the students who are currently generating those funds. We know a traditional answer is you spend this year's funds on this year's students, right? And that pretty much goes for all school funding. The use of state allotment funds for activities related to postgraduate students is not permissible. Therefore, the LEA will need to allocate other funds rather than state funds to cover costs associated with such activities. Mark, go back to that beautiful picture. I had a story associated with that.
Oh, good Lord.
Hey, I know that you guys are super excited as much as I am that it is actually on Saturday. It is Jasper Tweed's birthday. He is turning 1 year old. And his joy. Are you drawing devil horns on my dog? Okay. Nope, just circling it and yeah, making him stand. Oh no. Oh,
No.
that's just wrong. Oh, my time here is done, my friends. And now back to the always professional, lovely to work with and for Mark Boshier. Story time is over.
All right. Sorry about that.
You're so proud of yourself.
That pen just gets carried away. I don't know why it said. All right. So CT in the news, that goes back to the advocacy and talked about House Bill 120 that tripled district funding from $50 to $150 for student and rural pathways programs and or PTAs. And so that we look for House Bill 120 to pass. And House Bill 120 is also the one that adds JROTC to career tech. This is not passed yet. This is not law. But of course, we look for that to pass because that's kind of been floated, and that's Chairman Buckley's bill personally. Spotlight in Region 18 is Shannon McQueen. Shannon does a terrific job. Of course, we see her at all the programs, all the CTAT events, and she's at the Region 18 Service Center in Midland. Shannon, we appreciate all you do, and we appreciate all the work that all the ESC does. Just one kind of reminder from the last time and talk about the career tech. If you want to get to the Texas Administrative Code for the career tech, then we want to make sure that you're going through the link on the TEA CTE website because the actual, unless it's been updated in the past few days, the actual Texas Administrative Code will tell you that that site is shut down. And so you can actually go there and get the links. And as you can see, Ms. Gall was asking about the new BIMS courses. They have updated the names, but they haven't updated the teach yet. But next year, the new BIM will be Foundations of Business Communications and Technology, and the new BIM 2 will be Business Communication Technology as adopted with the team. Just a little bit about advocacy. Nothing has really changed in any of these bills. We've already talked about House Bill 120, and then House Bill 20 actually passed the House the other day. So we don't see a big barrier to it becoming law. HB 1079, which moved JRTC to CTE, was actually incorporated into House Bill 120. And then Chelsea, can you think of any others that you kind of see hot and heavy, or those kind of the main ones for CTE?
I think these are the main ones. And we'll just echo that, this legislative session, CTE has been a main point of contact and has been very well supported in this legislative session. And so every time that Mark has had a meeting or has made connections, it's been very well received and it's been incredibly positive. So it's been a good experience.
I will say one thing about 1876 because it passed out of committee the other day, and that's one that would give you grant funds that will allow you to purchase data analysis equipment such as EduThings, CareerCraft, or Data Suites. I'm sure there's There's several of them, and you see them all at our conference, and we appreciate all those vendor partners. But that'd be a good one to help you kind of release some of those funds to use in other ways if that were to go. So uh, we've already talked about House Bill 120 and House Bill 20. Of course, House Bill 2 passed the other day, and House Bill 2189 is still being discussed, but that'd be one that would help to improve health profession related careers to dual credit program. And it helps to make that easier to do because there's a few districts out there. PT Walters did a really great job with that. Grand Prairie did a great job with that. But in too many of our districts, it is way too hard to get dual credit health science programs. And if we could blend that and make those partnerships easier to happen, then that'd be more kids that we could put out into health science careers. So that was still on the burner. And certainly we're doing all that we can legislatively. So why don't we pop out now and stop the share and go back into gallery mode? So are there any comments or questions or uh, anything in there ring a bell?
Oh, I like that bill for health professions. I think that'd be great for dual credit. Definitely a huge need.
Well, that was one that Robin, I think Robin's driving, but that was one that Robin actually has a content at the Lieutenant Governor's office that reached out to her. And we had a meeting with, and that was one of the ideas that we brainstormed with that committee. Is that, you know, it's real easy to do dual credit for welding, but health science is such an important program. It's in so many people's high priority job list. So we hope that one takes off as well too. There's Robin right there in the center. She back back in the office. What else do you guys have? Lots of interesting things going on. I know that. Paul, what's going on in the world of the future CTAT president? Are you on vacation there?
And mentally, it's already summer for me.
Well, that's
But
awesome.
hey, Mark, I do have a question on that BIM class.
Yes, sir.
With the name change, it goes into effect for the 25-26 school year or the 26-27 school year?
Okay, so it goes into effect for the 25-26 school year, the name change, and the TEKS are have they put the name up there before they fully adopted the TEKS. So eventually, of course, all the TEKS and everything's going to be moved back to 127. And I know that Miss Hatton, are you on here? You had some information on that that you'd I don't know if Amanda Hatton's on here anymore, but the service centers had a look. Oh, there you are. You had some information on that area president's meeting. Would you share a little bit?
Just that it was effective in February.
Right. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just it was effective in February, but um, with the TWEDs and the CO22, they can't change any of those service IDs or make those changes until the year's over. So you can update that for your going into next year, but the name has changed for that, along with some other things. Really just pay attention to a lot of your course names, talk to your ESC people because the names are changing. We've got lots of name changes. SBOE has changed names, TEKS have updated. So just stay close to your ESC, CTAT, and make sure that we're staying up to date on those.
Amanda, are those service IDs changing too, or just the name?
Well, we will see. We'll have to wait and see for the TWEDs to come out and see if we have new TEKS for new service ID for the BIM course.
And that's what you were saying at the area president's meeting is that the service ID number has for sure not changed. But if you go to the TEKS, that the names have already changed in the TEKS. And that's something.
Once the service IDs are out for the year, they can't go in and update that until the summer to prepare for the new year. So we won't have any of that kind of information until summertime to get ready for next year. It'll
When
just
you
have to be a placeholder.
when you change the service IDs, that's a cascade effects on accountability and funding and everything. So that has to be done with fidelity.
Amanda, did TEA mention when they're going to change those one pagers, those POS, to update that name change?
No, I have not heard that. And my friends at ESCs, if y'all heard anything different, y'all feel free to chime in. I haven't heard that though.
Okay, thank you.
Paul, I will say that they're updating those one pagers nearly as fast as they get them done. So I think as soon as the teaks are updated, then you can expect those name changes to come in. But I just looked to double check. They still do say BIM on the one pager, which I'm sure you probably double check too. Fantastic. What else does anyone have going on? Jeff, is Jeff Eichmann still on here somewhere? I was wondering if Jeff had any, or Brian, you may have some inside information on that workforce grant. It's not a JET grant, it's just for equipment for dual credit only. Have you heard of that?
It's out there. It's due the 5th of May. It's a short timeline now. It's not as big, similar to a JET grant, not as many funds out there, so there won't be as many awarded.
And Brian, I assume that if you have a dual credit partnership in welding, which a lot of districts do, I know Brooks got health science, and there's several folks that's probably who they're targeting, correct?
Yeah, health science and some of the building trades programs are pretty heavy in it right now.
Construction trades, like I know
Right.
Austin has that PTEC, and that'd be a good way to get some equipment. Do you know what they anticipate the grant award to be? Any ideas?
I don't remember. They limited it at 220,000, I think, per school, per award max, and I don't remember what the core was going to be. It's just very similar to the JET grant. You got to have business partner letters and all that kind of stuff to get it in.
That's still a good grant. You can get your stuff in. All right. Thanks, Brian, for that. Anything else? Robin, do you have I hate to put you on the spot, but I know there's a lot of cool planning going on about conference. Can you share kind of the conference plan that's going on for Dallas?
Yes, so we're going to be at the Hilton Anatole. And if anyone attended last time, I think you know that you should bring the most comfortable shoes that you own. There is a lot of walking that goes on. The Anatole is a tremendous property, but it's also huge. So even though the shoes may look cute, leave them at home if they're not the most comfortable thing you can wear for 8 hours straight, walking about 2 miles. But we've built some fun things into the conference theme and what we're going to have going on there. So we're looking forward to it. As Mark mentioned, we are extending the presentation submission deadline by another day. We want to give folks a chance to get in there. We want to make sure that we have content for every attendee type. As you guys know, we've got folks who just started, they're brand new, as well as folks who have significant expertise. So anything you guys can bring would certainly be appreciated. And
any suggestions?
Yes,
sorry, Robin, this is JJ.
Hey, JJ. Actually, yes, we had a fantastic meeting with our leadership CTAT team last week, and that, I guess you can consider them part of our core audience too. Let's just see. Let's see. One of the big ones that keeps coming up, and I know it keeps coming up for you guys too, is about the indirect spend and what's allowable. What are you seeing in your district? And kind of just having a discussion with others, comparing notes. I think that's important. Even if you wanted to facilitate a session on that, There's no such thing as too much time on finance. One of our leadership CTAT folks said, wish there's more shared data about best bell schedules, example budgets, example programs of study, IBC results, MOA, really the nuts and bolts here.
Anything that you can do to help train DOI teachers, what different? I know that Brooke Martin at Aldine talked about the DOI Academy that they host for their teachers. So anything that you're doing as a district, because the 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 most training that's going to happen is going to happen at the district level. And so whatever you're doing to help support the DOI teachers, I say that'd be a hot topic. Robin, also, I know Angie said that her and Leslie have done a lot of work on the parking has been upgraded and that they've upgraded all of the. I know that sounds like a little thing, but boy, it sure is going to help the feel of the conference to not have those parking issues because the technology's been updated to get you in and out of the parking lot. So that's going to be a plus. Check-in should be easier.
Well, and we'll also have Marty DeLeon, our legislative consultant, will be joining us to give everybody a full picture of what the lawmakers did during the 89th Texas legislature. So we look forward to seeing you for that too.
My favorite thing about Marty doing that update is he'll update all the bills that impact CTE, but he also gives a pretty good overview of all the bills in general and what happened in Texas across all areas. So that's always one of my favorite things to see. Kelsey, you want to talk a little bit about the FLIPS conference?
Sure thing. So we are super excited to host the Forensics Law Public Service Conference, which we lovingly refer to internally as FLIPS, because that is a long title. But we are super excited to have so many FLIPS content experts come in and network together, grow in fellowship together, and also just have incredible learning experiences coupled with really exceptional off property tours that are scheduled to get some behind the scenes looks at some pretty incredible places. So we have a robust offering for forensics. We have a fantastic offering for your law and public service. And we're also trying to get a really strong partnership with some criminal defense attorneys to hone in on those legal studies programs. Because I know across the state, we have multiple CTE programs that are offering legal studies, but that is one of those CTE programs that the career itself of being an attorney seems so far out. So what can you provide to your students now to hone their skills and support them and getting those networks and partnerships off the ground? So it's going to be a fantastic training in Huntsville, Texas, on June 16th, 17th, and 18th. So if you are hiring on a new forensic science or law and public service teacher, or if you're looking for an opportunity to send them, I know that it would be of great benefit. And currently we have about 65 participants registered. So just an incredible network of educators coming together to learn and grow. So super excited for it.
And Chelsea, I think it's important to focus on the fact that we moved to Huntsville because of the strength of Sam Houston State University in their criminal justice program. And we're going to get some side benefits just by being in the environment, don't you think?
Absolutely, yes. It's a great institution. And I'm not just saying that because I went there, but great institution, great learning, and really just a hub for all things forensic science, law, and public service in that area. So excited to have that in that area.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. And like everything in CTAT, it's impossible to do without the partners, the whole community, the whole career tech community, and the folks at Huntsville ISD and their CPE and transportation department are really stepping up to the plate. They're going to help us move some folks around. And really have high hopes for this conference. What other questions? Let's see. There's something in the chat. What is that, Chelsea? About the IBC list?
Yep. So a finalized, updated IBC list, and I haven't heard a confirmed date of release on that. But as soon as we know, I would anticipate that TEA would send out a formal communication on that, or maybe put it in with their monthly or quarterly newsletters that they push out. So we will be on the lookout for that, and then we'll also post that in Connect Open Forum whenever we receive that information.
Fantastic. Any other questions, comments? Miles Van, of course, City View was one of the smaller districts that was awarded the District of Distinction. And Miles has probably got more mileage out of that than anyone in the state. And you guys even had a metal uh, uh, a metal plaque or a metal sign that was put up on your career tech building. How'd y'all get that done, Miles?
Sorry, I had to get the stuff. I apologize. So yeah, I had these made. I'm gonna be honest, I just used CTE budget as a supply, and I provided every teacher in the district. It's just a little crystal. Um, I did have a signage put up on the side of the building, same budget line. I just have something set aside for that, and um, I kind of paired that with we needed some new signage just to say career and technical education because we didn't have that, so that people can see it from the road. So just kind of lumped all that in there with one fell swoop, and added the district of distinction with it. And then, every kid is also getting a that earns an IBC is getting a little flash drive power pack thing for their phone this year that has that logo on it. And then just for fun, I had a buckle made for myself. I don't know. I had to go somewhere with it, so there you go.
Miles, who's that linebacker that's back there in the back of your office?
That is my 6.5-year-old kindergartner who got done with school today. That's Logan. He's my oldest, so he's joining the CTAT monthly roundtable today, and PBS kids.
He is big enough for varsity.
A future CTE director right there.
Get him a name and likeness contract.
He will be at CTAT summer, so he'll be there at the Anatole for he's going for the water park. That's what he's going for. So,
well, that is incredible. Hey, Jeff, since you're back on here, Brian was sharing some information about that dual credit grant. Do you have anything different than what Brian had? It's due May 4th and it's going to be less than a couple 100,000. Do you have anything different on that?
No, sir. You know that I left that life back in February, so
that's right. I forgot. I apologize.
Yeah, but I feel bad because when Chelsea was talking about it, I wrote it down. I'm like, my goodness, we were just really talking about this the other day with some of our dual credit program needs, and here I am not even thinking about that. So I'm glad you brought it back up so I can get on that.
You ought to have an inside track on that at least.
I might know some people.
Well, we sure appreciate everything. I hate to check off here without checking in with Miss Murr. Miss Murr's, how's everything in Hazel? Dr. Murr, you're muted there, I think. There you go. Dr. Murr, you were on the big stage and now we can't even hear you.
I'm reading her lips and she's saying all is good and that Mark needs to be nicer to Jasper Tweed. Did I get that right, Dr. Murr? Yes. Okay. That's what I thought, Dr. Murr. Love you, Dr. Murr. Hey, Mark, I think we have a little bit of time to go into Slack.
All right. So you want to slip out of the recording and hit the Slack early?
I think so.
All right, fantastic. So what we're
Mark,
going to do?
do you want?
Go
Did
ahead.
you want? Did you want Region 19 to talk again about AI?
Yes, thank you. Oscar, are you still around there?
Yes, we're still here.
Yeah, Oscar. So we get this recorded. So if someone comes on and watches it's not here, can you give us the 1 minute version of the AI conference that you guys are hosting in the summer?
Definitely. So my colleague Frank uploaded the flyer for further context, but we're actually hosting it's actually a CT conference we host every year in June. But this year we're actually focusing on AI and other emerging technologies. And our keynote speaker is actually the ambassador of OpenAI, which are the creators of ChatGPT. And so he's actually hosting a keynote address in the morning and also a breakout session for our conference attendees. Now we are having, I think, about 18 or 24 breakout sessions, 50 minutes each in the afternoon. And most of these presenters are PhDs in computer science, machine learning, pedagogy, as far as technology integration, amongst other ed tech or educational technology areas. So they're really the focus or the expectation from them is really to showcase how AI could be, or how does it look in the CTE classroom. Doesn't matter what career cluster, doesn't matter what program of study. So again, June 17th here in El Paso at the Starlight Event Center. I went ahead and we uploaded the flyer. You're more than welcome to attend. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. Back to you, Mark.
Oscar, are you doing an AI session or anything at conference? Any of
So
you guys?
so at the conferences, I'm kind of like the lead event planner. That day I'm like probably gonna be just sitting enjoying the conference. I'm not, but I will tell you that I actually created a 1 day AI in the CT classroom training. I just last week I put it together, and I'm already hosting a 1 day training for a school district here in El Paso, and one in South Texas that they're contracting me through Region 19 because there's such a need for CT teachers to really understand the fundamentals, the history, the ethical implications, and obviously the strategies to really bring these concepts of artificial intelligence as a teacher assistant and also to enhance the learning experience within the CTE classroom.
Oscar, I haven't looked through the presentations yet, but are you doing anything at the CTAT conference
You
for
know what?
AI?
Unfortunately, I'm actually going to be at training at the Google headquarters in Chicago that day, doing some AI work there that week. So I'm not going to be able to make it, but I know that some of my colleagues are going to be presenting different sessions. Region 19 colleagues here at CTAT Summer.
I can't believe that you would give up CTAT conference to go to Google training in Chicago. What's up with that?
I
Frank,
know, around the
Frank,
same time.
Frank's just shaking his head there. He knows that's not right.
Frank actually submitted a presentation, just so you know, a proposal.
Fantastic. All right. Any other comments? All right. Then what we're going to do now is stop the recording. And again, thank you guys for all being here on the third Thursday and being willing to share. I say this all the time, but it never amazes me how the CTE community comes to be available to help each other, and we appreciate that. And it's all about we're all in this together across the state, and we appreciate you guys. And we will see you in the first Thursday in June.